Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshushuन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome all of you. We will proceed with our session today where we left last time. I'm just showing you the PPT. So this is what we were supposed to begin. Now I will show you now because we have heard something about this. Please read the heading. Somebody.
What are the different ways to purify a heart maintaining into mentality?
Yeah, what are the different ways to? Now I will show you because we have discussed something and you're going to see the same. Huh? See, this picture doesn't need much explanation for you. You are living in 21st century. You know what is happening with the head of everybody. The head is loaded with so many gadgets, bringing so much things, junk from all over the world. So naturally, our head requires purifying. And whether it is school study, or college study, or Krishna consciousness, we need to focus. You see, the students, you see how attentively they are listening. You see, so in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is some beautiful verse. Tatra kirtayedo vipra viprarisher bhuri tejaha aham chadyagamam tatra nivishtastat anugrahat soham shravayishyami yatadhitam yatamati. Like the Sutta Goswami says. He says, when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days, he says that I also was fortunate to hear from Shukadeva Goswami when he was hearing for 7 days. It's not that only Parikshit was sitting and hearing alone. There were many sages and saints and very exalted personalities. Tatra Kirtayato Vipra, in that assembly, the great Vipra, Shukadeva was speaking. Vipra Rishir Bhuri Tejasaha. You were very effulgent and very knowledgeable, very wise. And Aham Chadyakamam Tatra. I was also present in the same discourse, he says. Nivishtastat Anugrahat, he says. Nivishtastat Anugrahat means I heard with rapt attention, he says. So the rapt attention means alertness and full-blown awareness in hearing the sermon. So we all hear Srimad Bhagavatam class daily, or we read Prabhupada's books. That alertness, attention, awareness, absorption, this is very much required for one to grasp anything. For that, we have to be in the present. We should not let the mind wander here and there, especially to the worries of the past and fear of the future. We have to keep it in the present moment. And so how do we do that? For being in the present, full-blown awareness means 3 things. What am I doing now? Why am I doing? How am I doing? Ask these 3 questions. What am I doing? If you ask, that is talking about action. Why am I doing? That's talking about the purpose. How am I doing? That is talking about performance. All the 3 are very important. This is true in your college study also, or even in your workplace also. What am I doing? Means action. That means I should say myself, I'm sitting in the class now, the teacher is speaking, I am listening. This is the action I'm doing, isn't it? And why am I doing? The purpose, because I want to get my heart purified. I want to go back to Godhead. How am I doing? Oh, I am little sleepy, or I am I am worried about different things. I'm not doing so well. Oh, really? Then you should improve your performance then. And then you should become more attentive now. Don't worry. Pay attention now. Like that the mind will say. So in this way, for example, you're chanting Hare Krishna. Ask yourself, what am I doing? I'm chanting. Why am I doing? Because chanting Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Iva Kevalam. This is the only way to purify the heart. Therefore, I am doing it. How am I doing? Not so well, because in between I'm feeling a bit sleepy, or in between different thoughts are coming. Really? Then you modify it now. Like that, the intelligence can instruct the mind. So therefore, um, if you want to have that rapt attention, we need awareness. And for that awareness, these three questions should be asked. So this is the easiest way to bring the mind to the current moment and be at the present. People say, you heard about be at the present? Be in the present, people say. Don't let the mind wander to the past or the future. This is the way. So easiest way to bring your mind to the present. But the problem is, when you are doing something, we don't ask these three questions generally. We just somehow or other ritualistically do sometimes and finish off the thing. So in this way, here I was telling you about the focus here. You can see study requires focus and concentration. So when we see this boy, the boy sitting in the front is keeping his hand like this. This is actually a philosophical mudra. When one is here listening to philosophy with attention. Yeah. See, if you want to pour oil from one teapot to another teapot, it also requires concentration. Otherwise, the oil will flow outside if you are looking elsewhere. Similarly, if you want to weld also, welding requires focus and concentration. Some of you engineers might have done it. Because in the welding, if you are going to take the welding rod more than 1 millimeter away, it will not weld. If you take it too close, it will stick. And at the same time, you have to hold the shield also to prevent your eyes from any damage. So when I was welding in my mechanical engineering, I used to tend to take the shield away to go near and see, when my teacher would say, hey, don't go so near. Don't look with your eyes directly. Use the shield. So you have to use the shield also. Through the shield glass, you have to see the distance should be 1 millimeter. And like that you have to do. It requires concentration, definitely. So, yeah, this is welding. So this is Arjuna's concentration. Somebody can say about it. You all may be knowing about Arjuna. Anybody knows? This one? Yeah, Shashwat, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So here, the guru of all the Pandavas and Kauravas, Dronacharya, he asked that you should aim to the bird, and all of them, and Dronacharya asked, what are you saying when you are looking at this bird? You need to shoot the bird. So all of them were saying they were looking at tree, cloud, bird, bird's eye, and Arjuna was the only one who just said that I am only able to see the bird, and he was able to shoot the arrow and
Yeah, you
get
are
his.
exactly seeing only the eye of the wooden bird, which was kept on the top of the tree. So he was exactly looking only at the eye. He was not looking at anywhere else. Correct, you are right. So that is actually the meaning of concentration, which means doing one thing at a time without any other distraction. Just like you see here, this magnifying glass, like Shashwat was saying about the concentration, this is also like that. Look at this lens, it's focusing on the paper. See this left side, you see paper is burning now, you see. Because the fellow is holding the magnifying glass. If you observe this, actually the diffused rays of the sun are all gathered in the magnifying glass and focused at one point, which is burning a paper. Can somebody relate this to the mind, this phenomenon? How would you relate it to the mind? Anybody? Our own mind. How would you relate the mind to the magnifying glass? Okay, go ahead, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, like when we try to focus our mind on one thing, then we are able to efficiently and effectively complete it. But when we are not focused...
My question to you is, what is the meaning of, focusing the mind on one thing in relation to the magnifying glass? That everybody knows we have to focus the mind there. Yes, Brooklyn, yeah?
I mean, with chanting, right? If you focus your mind while you're chanting, kind of like the magnifying glass, you can dig deep into the core of the essence of the thing. The magnifying glass, when it's focused, it can kind of like, if when you're focused, the mind, when you focus on chanting, you can burn through all of the nonsense of the mind, and with the magnifying glass, it can burn through the paper if it's focused. But it has to be focused in one place, so you have to fix it and focus it, and you can burn through whatever is in your way.
Yeah. So you are very close to what I was looking for. You're very close to what I was saying. Let us hear what Bhavik has to say. Yes, Bhavik, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I was just thinking of a more general example, like in the sense, if you compared our mind to the sun, it's like kind of diffused because our mind can do many actions, like chanting or studying. But when you actually focus on one task, it's like putting a magnifying glass, because then you're able to use all your mind energy for just one single task, and then you're able to accomplish it in a better way, like Prabhuji would say.
Okay. You are also coming very close to what I was looking for.
Prabhuji, can I try?
Yes, Samakshi, yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, like for mind, we get distracted through our senses. So when we focus all our senses on one point, then the effect is like maximum. So like while chanting, we should hear
Exactly.
from...
That is precisely what I was wanting to hear. For example, I am sitting in a class and somebody is playing cricket outside. So I see through the window. Here teacher is teaching mathematics, but I am looking at the cricket. So the eyes also carry the mind with it. You will see. Eyes are connected to the mind. So when the eyes are looking at the cricket, then the mind is also flowing there. Then I cannot pay attention to the class. Similarly, I'm hearing one nice song, which I knew many years before. It's my favorite song. At the same time, teacher is teaching mathematics. Can I pay attention to maths? That song is coming in the mind, some Hindi song, famous song. And my mind starts murmuring the song. Oh, I love this song. Then that means the ears are hearing the song. So the ears are taking me to the song. I'm not able to pay attention to maths. You will see that. In the same manner, if you are sitting in a class and then it's time for the class to end, and the people are saying today is gulab jamun, that is a sweet for today, and the prasadam boxes are being brought and they are arranging on the table, tak tak sound is coming, and you are seeing that immediately saliva is secreting in the tongue. So now you're thinking, now enough of this class, now let me go and eat now. Correct. So the tongue is now distracting you from the class now. That means you will see all the five senses, they're pulling us in different directions. And therefore, one's mind is not able to focus. That is similar to the diffused sun rays, which are all dispersed. And that's the reason you put like a paper on the top of a rooftop. You put it on the rooftop of your house, even at noon time, when sun is burning hot, still it cannot burn the paper. You will see that. The reason is they're all diffused rays. So this is one meaning I expected, which Samaksh Prabhu brought out. Another meaning that I was looking for was, we have attachments to many things. And those attachments pull our mind. Also we have worries, we have fears, we have anxieties, we have likes and dislikes. And we have some lingering thoughts. We have revengeful attitudes. We have envy for other people who are progressing. And we have hatred in our heart. Or we are angry with somebody. So these are also examples. That means lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. These are also pulling our head. You agree? For example, I am chanting. One particular devotee comes whom I don't like. Immediately some other thoughts start coming in the mind. You will see that. So these six Shadripu we call, six enemies, they also pull our mind in different directions, due to which we are not able to pay attention. So senses are pulling, and our impure scripts in our mind, they are also pulling. Like for example, you are chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Some girl is walking, like this is walking. As soon as you hear the sound, immediately there's a curiosity in the mind. I want to see who is that. Immediately one turns around and says, who is that? And you find some fat lady is going, like an elephant she is going. Then you have no more attraction. Then you turn back again, okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, chanting. You will see that. So ears heard it, then eyes also went there, then immediately our mind is also going there. You will see that. So this is the tendency of the mind, you will say, you will see that. So through that means senses are the vent outs for the mind. Therefore, amongst all the senses, can any of you tell me which are the senses which distract us the most? Anybody? Those who know, please don't answer it. Just raise the hand, I will ask you. I want to give chance to others also. If somebody else knows it. Generally, these are devotees who participate always. The Brooklyn devotees answer, Varun answers. Bhavik also is raising hand. Okay. Sunil hasn't answered it. Yes, Sunil, go ahead.
Tongue, I guess.
Tongue, huh? Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Bhavik, what is your answer?
I was also thinking of the tongue, Prabhuji.
Okay, most distracting. Okay. And Siddesh?
Prabhuji, I think it's eyes.
Eyes. Okay. Shashwat?
Prabhuji, I was also thinking eyes.
Okay. And Kaushal?
Prabhuji, I think nose, because like sitting here you can like smell anything. Or nose or your ears.
Okay, okay. Ankit?
Prabhuji, eyes and ears, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. That's the answer I was thinking for. One applause for him. Eyes and ears are the biggest distractors in our concentration. See, when you are chanting, like in Vrindavan also, Madhumangal, when Madhumangal would see laddus in his friend's plate, he wants it, but the friend may not give him. So what he would do, he would suddenly shout to the friends, hey friends, look out of the window. That monkey is hanging upside down in the tree. Either he would say. Then all of them would turn their eyes, where is it? And they would see the monkey dangling upside down with its tail, and all of them would be having a big laughter. In the meantime, Laddu will be gone. Madhumangal will seal the Laddu and put it in his mouth. And the friend would be wondering, where did the Laddu go? It was just now in my plate. So he will be tricked like that. So what did Madhumangal exactly do? First, he shouted with his mouth, making a sound. So, and that passed into the ears of the people. Their ears got distracted, isn't it? And then after hearing that message, their eyes got distracted, eyes and the ears. And that is how he stole it. And the same principle all the advertisements use. Washing powder, Nirma, like that they put in the airport or in the railway station or somewhere. As soon as you hear the song, immediately your attention goes there. Then you see the advertisement with the eyes. So sound and sight, these two are the biggest distractors. Therefore, in chanting of the holy name, if you can sit in a place which is quite calm. Sanatana Goswami used to go inside the gufa like this. An L-shaped gufa used to go inside, even 500 years ago. So make sure that the place where you are sitting is not noisy. There is no distraction for you, no sound. And also don't sit near the door because people keep going, walking, going, coming, going, coming. You will get distracted. Sit in a place where there is no movement for the eyes. In an airport, what I do generally when I want to chant, I would go, where they have this ticket checking place where they have behind that sometimes by the side they have a big bureau type of thing they have. Some chairs are available there also. If you sit there, you can't get to see anything. Just the big bureau kind of thing you see. Something that can block you in such a way that then you can't see the screen of some TV and you can't see the people walking. So we all have to smartly find out a place where we can avoid distraction for the eye and the ear. Then your chanting can be very good. And the tongue and the nose and other things are also senses. Ask yourself, in chanting time, do you get distracted by the tongue or by the nose? No, not much. But our main distraction is due to eye and ear, these two. Okay, let us see the PPT. Yes, you have a question? Bhavik?
Prabhuji, I may be wrong. Yes, Prabhuji. So in the Gita, I think Krishna says the tongue is the hardest to control. Is that
Oh,
different
that
than
is,
actually getting distracted?
that is with respect to not distraction, with respect to controlling. For example, there is one verse which says, Indriyani jayantyashu nirahara manishinaha vivarjayeturasanam tan nirannasya vardate. This is Bhagavatam 11th canto, Buddha Gita. There, Lord Krishna says that in this world, amongst all the senses, the most difficult to control senses is the tongue. Other senses are easy to control. And therefore, but if you do nirahara, if you do fasting and don't feed the belly, feed the tongue, then all the other senses will become weak also. You will see that. Like on Ekadashi day, nobody can become angry with anybody because we are all very weak. Even if you're angry, you will say, hey, why are you doing like this? You will ask it. You can't yell at somebody. For yelling also, you need some strength. So, but he says, but the tongue, if you don't feed the tongue, later on, you become so greedy. Like one boy was following the vrata, the Ekadashi, during the Kartik vrata, I will not eat sweets for 1 month. So 10 days he didn't eat sweet. On the 11th day, he saw all his friends were eating jalebi. So then he also decided that enough of my fasting for 10 days, I didn't touch sweets. The 11th day, he ate 2 dozen jalebis he ate, along with compound interest. Whatever sweets he missed, that also he ate. So the tongue is the most difficult to control. It's a fact. It's said in the Bhagavatam also. But what we were talking was about if you are sitting in a class or if you are chanting the holy name. So what are the greatest distractors of our activity? So from that point of view, the distractors are the ears and the eyes are the distractors. Like now I'll show you the picture, you will see that now. And the next one is, so what are you feeding your mind? We should feed our mind with good, clean, pure, and powerful and positive vibrations, like this prayer and meditation. Like you see, we have to water the plant of our devotion. That is the CC also it is said, Chaitanya also. These are the good things we should feed. There are 2 things. One is the Guru teaching the disciple, that is hearing Bhagavatam, and also chanting the holy name. Both are like watering the plant of devotion. And we also need emotional care or social care. Like the sun, I have shown the picture here. The sun gives warmth, isn't it? The warmth of the sun is needed by the plant. Similarly, we need the warmth of the superior's touch in spiritual life, like the Guru and seniors. And also we need emotional care. We need the social care. Social care is like a fertilizer. That is like you have, friendships and opening heart to mercy, accountability, respecting. So, listening, consulting, sharing, all these things like this. These are different kinds of things which build our trust. So, by all these things, this is like adding fertilizer. So the plant grows faster. It catalyzes our growth in spiritual life also, these kind of activities. And then physical care is like the sand. Without the sand, the plant cannot stand erect. Similarly, you need a healthy physical body. Body is healthy, then you can, then you'll be able to, have a good mind. That's a saying in English, healthy mind and a healthy body. So these are different aspects of care. So then when all these things are taken care, then we can, if you want to cleanse the mind and go back to God, these are things we should ask. Study the wisdom literature like Bhagavad Gita, chant with attentive mind, and then discriminate right from the wrong with your buddhi, pick up good habits and drop bad habits. All this you can do in human life. This is how you purify your life. How do you purify your existence? Regularly, daily read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, hear something, chant Hare Krishna daily. Also, always discriminate what is right, what is wrong. Should I do this or not do this? Pick up only good habits and drop bad habits. These are things we can do. Animals can't do this. Beyond this, you can also know what is morality, what is ethical, what is spiritual. All that you can learn in human life. And we have to fence our mind from bad, unclean, and impure, and weakening and negative inputs. So, what are they? Here you see, if social media is making us cyberbullied, he's saying, you are trolled or cyberbullied, or you are watching TV to forget some bad emotions. Many people actually watch TV to forget the problems of life. And we get distracted from our academics, or we get distracted from our work. Or we sometimes all the time sitting with the gadgets and not talking to people, or feeling depression. Now, these are all symptoms that one is becoming too much addicted to social media. So I was telling you about the eyes, you see, how the eyes are distracting right now. Distracted eyes. See this classroom, poor teacher, see. Yeah, this is not a very uncommon sight nowadays. When classes, everybody sitting with their own smartphone, playing video games, browsing, seeing this, seeing that. Too much distraction, and the teacher writing mathematics, what can anybody understand in a classroom like this? So this was ear, how the ear can pull us away, I was telling you right now. Like she says here, my mind has been elsewhere. That means, we say physically present, mentally absent, we say, because the five senses may take us away. So purifying the mind means one has to see what am I taking in. Garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out, we say, no? So if you are taking good vibrations in, like Bhagavad Gita, then good can come out. So that is also an aspect of purification. What type of books am I reading? So you all are devotees. So you are choosy about what books you read, like Bhagavad Gita, what movies you watch. We watch Ramayana, Mahabharata, something like that. And I also, Chopal Temple has produced more than 200 dramas now. If any of you have a addiction for watching, so you can watch those movies. There are puppet shows also available. If you put Hare Krishna puppet show, you'll get many puppet shows available. Desire also. What music we hear. Nowadays, students hear such, very loud metallic music, 120 decibels and all, which is, which greatly disturbs the biological rhythm of the body and causes great harm to the body, diseases. Similarly, books also. Nowadays, you find most of the boys, girls, they carry paperback books. You can see, novels and other things. They're all simply fictitious novels. There are novels like, if you see, Amish Tripathi and people like that, they write books like Sita and other books and all. These books are not authentic. Although we may be eager to read these books because it looks like a spiritual book, but it is not authentic because they have added many things. They have speculated many things. So some of you may be attracted to books like Harry Potter and all that. So you may be thinking that, what's wrong if you are taking something that is interesting, entertaining a little bit, because the non-devotees also write nice books. So, of course, Chanakya says, Vishadapi Amritam Grahyam, Amedyadapi Kanchana. He says that if your gold ring falls into the stool commode, you have to take it out. So, but then if you put your hand and take out that stool, and then you have to wash your hand, wash the ring also, you have to do that, isn't it? So, in the same manner, sometimes from karmis or non-devotees also we may learn some good things. But one has to be very intelligent, otherwise we can become nasty or spoiled. Like, for example, there are some nice videos available on YouTube, which we can use. Like, I sometimes pick up some videos and show it to students. But that requires a lot of caution and carefulness. You should know where to get the nice thing and not spend too much time. Sometimes if one boy, I told him to help me with making PPTs. So he while making PPT, wanted to get some video. He went to see the animals and birds, the African safari and everything. And he once told me, probably even the animals also have romance. I saw even birds are dancing together. Even the animals are dancing together, even they have romance. And he got some videos and he was showing me. I said, hey, is this what I asked you to show? This is what I was saying. Actually, I wanted something else and he got into something else only. Of course, later on, if he wanted to be brahmachari, he couldn't be brahmachari. He left because he admitted that the main reason was he went into too much into YouTube videos. He got distracted too much. So therefore, we had to be careful about the kind of books we read and the, movies we watch and the friendships we keep. We first have to complete Prabhupada's small books, medium books, bigger books. Then we also have to. So he's asking, can we read self-help books and do exercises which helps in Krishna consciousness too? Yeah, we can do. We have to be very careful. You can take guidance from somebody like Chaitanya Charan Prabhu or somebody like that. The devotees who are using some of the books, they are aware. Burjan Prabhu, such kind of devotees who are using, you should be careful. Otherwise, we can get lost. From senior devotees, take some guidance and then you take. Don't just read any book. And also, the entertainment novels and other things will waste your time. There is so much to do in Krishna consciousness itself, along with your academics or along with your job. So, yeah, this is about habits. Starve the bad habits, supplement with good habits, stay away from tempting environments. Starve bad habits means avoid bad people, bad objects, because the bad objects distract us, isn't it? And sustain with good association and good objects. Like you're taking out time to come for this class regularly. So you're going for good association and good message regularly. That is supplementing. And that way we can avoid the bad things. And staying away from bad environment is, especially each of us have different type of temptations. Some are tempted by women, some are tempted by greed. Whatever we are tempted, we have to keep away from it. And sattvic foods also cause calm and clear thinking. This is another type of purity comes from this. Okay, I will stop with this, I think, with this foods thing. So, Krishna Prasad ki jai. Although I cannot supply you such a plate right now, but at least you can enjoy watching it. So many different items. Even if somebody tells you that you are vegetarian, you'll be weak, you can tell them elephant and giraffe both are vegetarians. You can tell them. Here is you can, if you go to YouTube, you'll get this. Why meat is unhealthy in 60 seconds. So many evidences they are giving. Yeah. So, okay, you get the desire to follow good habits by good association. Discrimination comes from study of Shastra. Determination by chanting. Dependence on Lord by prayer and practice. De-addiction by replacing. Okay, this I will show you next time. You can make. I think I showed you this video already. That day I showed you. Remember? The same video it is. This fellow. And this I showed you. Correct now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That I completed. This is the last slide in the series here. Yeah, this is the last slide. 3 steps to cultivate any good habit. It's a very important slide. Although it's a small slide, it's a very important slide. See, the first, any habit can be cultivated if you do these 3 things. That means, for example, any of you is not able to sleep well. I mean, you are not sleeping early. You're sleeping at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. You want to sleep at 10. First thing is 1, 2, 3, 4. In this way, set milestones. The first week, reduce half an hour. Instead of sleeping at 12, sleep at 11:30. Second week, sleep at 11. Third week, sleep at 10:30. Then fourth week, you will come to 10 o'clock. Like that. That's called milestone. Set up some milestones, slowly, get the good habit. And then it will get set for you. And connect with role models and experts means who are the devotees whom you admire the most, who sleep on time, they sleep at 9 o'clock, get up at 3 o'clock. Whom you admire, you keep in touch with them, connect with them and take strength from them. From superiors, you get strength. From equals, you get encouragement. And also associate with those who are cultivating good habits. Peers. Third one is peers. Second one is superiors. Third one is peers. So superior association gives us strength, because superior, like for example, our spiritual master, or Srila Prabhupada and all the gurus and everybody, we get a lot of strength by seeing them and their example and their sincerity and everything. And we often feel that, we can't catch up with them. They are such great souls. But at least we can draw strength from them by looking at them. And from equal friends, we get encouragement from them, from peers. They are also practicing. Birds of the same feather flock together. So have good friends. From them you take encouragement. And one more I told you is, have like watermelon. You can't eat one full watermelon. Cut it into pieces and eat it. Then you can eat even 3 or 4 watermelons. You can eat it if you're cutting pieces and eating. Similarly, the first one was this thing I told you. What do you call it? Setting milestones. Don't try to overnight change something big. That will not work. It will lead to throwing back. It will throw you back again. So therefore, set milestones. So we have finished the purification practical methods. Now, tomorrow's class when we come from here, the spiritual thing is going to start from the nectar of devotion. It's called as Anartha Nivritti, Artha Pravritti. Till now, we have been talking Anartha Nivritti, proprietorship, controllership, enjoyship, and all that. But Artha Pravritti means now you will see that the Acharyas have given many methods to purify the mind, very powerful methods. So that we will come, tomorrow we will start. Today I took a little longer because I wanted to finish up to this point. Yeah. Yes, Lauki Prabhu, tell me.
Prabhuji, I had a question regarding the books. Though we are not supposed to read anything outside Prabhupada books, like we should not, but what about books by those devotees who are doing first like bridge preaching, like Jai Shetty Prabhu or Vivek Bindra Prabhu?
That we can read, surely. Actually, those books are written by devotees. Definitely, they won't feed anything poisonous in that. But one example I'll tell you, there is one Peter Wurzbender. He has written a book on how to give effective presentations. In that book, he's saying, when you go to the stage and you're feeling stage fright, when you see 1,000 people sitting in the audience in front of you, that is a very easy way you can give up your fear. Just think all those fellows are nude guys. They have no dress in their bodies. Think like that. Then you'll be very confident, like that he says. So this kind of, ideas which they give, which is actually putting down the audience and thinking of them all to be nude people, uncultured people. That kind of idea and all he is giving. So it's not proper. So therefore, when you're reading self-help books, like they say, if you can't make it, fake it. They say, no? Is it proper? If you can't make it, you can fake it. Actually, the Shastras don't say that. Shastras say if you can't make it, you should struggle. You should pray. You should seek help. That's what they say. They don't say you fake it. So we have to be very careful. And Jai Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk, and that has many good principles. And also Prahlad Prabhu's book on Bhagavad Gita and leadership is also good. And Gauragopal Prabhu's book I have not yet read. There is one book by him. But I
Life's
think
Amazing Secret.
Yeah, what is it?
Life's Amazing Secret.
Secret. Actually, I have heard Gauragopal Prabhu's many of the video clips also I have seen. He definitely gives nice principles. You will have to give a Krishna touch to that whenever you want to tell it to anybody. If you don't add Krishna element in that, you will just teach a mundane principle to people. So, but these are all coming from devotees. They are much more safer than that which comes from non-devotees.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue this. Mostly we'll complete that this PPT by tomorrow, I think. Mostly. Let us see. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.